Everyone, welcome to Author Life. Hey, hey everyone, welcome to Author Life. So I'm dual casting in Facebook Live and YouTube, and I have a Celeron processor on my laptop. So this is looking kind of jumpy right now, so this may not work. But if you don't want to look at me talking, because that's all I'm doing is talking, well, I'm going to show a couple images, but that's going to be images. Anyway, just turn face down and listen. So anyway. I wanted to talk about two stories that I've read recently. So one is a series called Story Thieves. Story Thieves is actually a pretty awesome series. It's middle grade. I've been reading it to my boys at night. We have just finished the 4th book. I believe there's 5 books in the series. The great the great thing about Story Thieves, especially from a writer's perspective, is that it's a story about a and let me go ahead and pull up the graphic so you're not watching me jumping around like crazy. Oops, hang on. Let me screen share if I can. How do I screen share on YouTube, on Facebook? It's not telling me. Nope. Okay. Well, it's not telling me on Facebook Live, so I will do this on YouTube. Okay. All right. Screen share. Okay. So, oh, what's this? Your entire screen. Let's fix that. Okay. So this is a series by James Riley. I believe it's a pen name based on what's written in the back. But James Riley writes. He also wrote the Twice Upon a Time series, which I haven't read, but it's advertised. There's Mr. Riley right there. So anyway, Story Thieves is a story about this boy Owen and his friend Bethany, she is half fictional, half real. So her fictional father made his way to the real world, married his non-fictional mother, and they had Bethany. So she has the ability to travel into books, in and out of books at will. And the series is interesting because her father just appeared a number of years ago, and she's been searching for him through books secretly behind her mother's back, which I don't agree with, but whatever. Anyway, so they go on a series of adventures, and things start going haywire. Fictional people start realizing that they are fictional and not liking it, and feeling like authors are playing with their lives, and it unravels more and more problems. And the main villain in this is a villain called Nobody, who is a character that is just completely featureless unless he makes a feature, and he has complete power. He can travel through pages. It's a pretty interesting villain. Anyway, the story is very well written. The protagonists have real struggles. The villains are very, like, I don't want to say unconquerable, but they're very, like, very challenging. Like, how are they going to defeat this guy? So the writing is excellent, and on top of that, the way, from a writer's perspective, just reading these and having the writer's mindset of characters talking to real people and characters talking to creators, and how the fictional worlds and the non-fictional worlds are related, and what the true nature is, and how sometimes he goes into a story and a story and a story and a story, and it's hilarious the way that the characters react to all this happening, and some things that only a writer would appreciate, but they're still good enough that my boys, who are 9 and 9 and I'm sorry, distracted. stories. My boys who are 10 and 8, I can read it to them and they can understand it mostly. Like you said, what's that word mean? But mostly they understand what's going on and they really like it. There are parts that are really funny to them. There are parts that are like, oh no, why did that have to happen? So it's got them hooked. It's got me hooked. It's a good series. I'm on the 4th book, which is Pick the Plot. We just finished that one, which actually works like a choose your own adventure book, but with an interesting twist. Like the character knows he's in a Pick the Plot book, and he's asking the readers to like help him out. It's really interesting. So the only book that's left is Worlds Apart, and I hope. And by the time I got to the end of the Pick the Plot book, I was just so sick of this villain, Nobody, and how he kept winning. So I'm taking a break, and then I'm gonna get Worlds Apart, and then we're gonna finish this series. And hopefully everything will be set right, and because I'm just sick of this guy winning. That's show how good the book is because it's actually got me all riled up. So definitely pick that up if you got kids, or if you just like if you're a writer and you like to read. Definitely pick it up. It's a really good read. The other book I wanted to talk about was Heroes of the Valley. This is I listened to this on audiobook, and it's interesting. It reads more like it's a story that's more shaped towards like not a fantasy adventure, but more like a folk tale. But it's really long. It's like a full book size, you know. And the story is about this boy, Holly, Hallie, Holly, um, who is like the second, who is like the descendant of one of these 9 great heroes that protected this valley from these trolls. Well, the heroes long ago took a last stand against the trolls and drove the trolls from the valley. And so now the descendants of the 9 heroes are different houses that control the valley. And Holly is one of the descendants, this descendant of Svein. Well, he's the second oldest in his household, so he doesn't get to inherit the household. And he's got this real sense of adventure and gets him into all kinds of mischief all the time. And he believes in the old stories and wants to be like the old stories, but no one else believes in them, and everyone else wants to be placid and power hungry and all this other stuff. And he cares about honor and revenge, and some qualities aren't that great, but he learns and he grows throughout the story and learns that his mindset's been all wrong this whole time. And then of course he runs into this girl from another house. I can't think of her name right now. Aud. Yeah, that's her name, Aud. I'm not sure if I think it's A-U-D. I listen on audio, so I'm not sure how these are spelled. Anyway, she's got that same sense of adventure of not wanting, because she's going to get married off as soon as her father's able. And so they come up with this plan to go up from out of the valley and across the plains. And they're not supposed to do that because supposedly the trolls live there, and the trolls won't come down because they're guarded by the cans. They're tombs of the past heroes and their descendants who have been buried up there in tombs, and they line the valley. And supposedly, if they go up there, the trolls will start to come down to the valley. Well, they go up there anyway because they want to look around and they want to escape that way, but they want to look around first to find a way out of the valley. Well, they go up there and they come back down, and while they're up there, they get kind of trapped up there, but they manage to get out, but not before something attacks them, and they figure it's got to be the trolls. So spoilers here if you haven't read this, but this is it's kind of slow going through it, but once you get to the end, it gets really interesting, and the twist at the end is really, really interesting. I won't spoil it for you. I'll just leave it. But yeah, check that out. That's pretty good. So back to me, my glitchy face. So the Heroes of the Valley I wouldn't necessarily recommend for kids because there's some scary stuff in it. But I'm on YouTube right now, Tim. Just give me a few minutes. But anyway, okay. So anyway, I want to tell you about those books because those were really good, and I can't wait to finish Story Thieves. I can't wait to finish it. I'm a little tired of it, but no, it's a really good series. But anyway, so updates on what I'm doing. I am. I finished the third Krause and Jade story, which is that will be coming out March 15th. Excuse me. Excuse me. If that changes, I will. You'll see it on the Amazon page. I haven't uploaded it to Amazon yet. I'm going to upload it in the next few days here. Anyway, so that'll be coming out, and so that's finally finished. So I've already started continued working on Half-Orc Redemption. It's about 2/3 of the way done for the first draft. So I'm going to get that done as quickly as I can, get that out there. I'm going to try to write a few things and then release them. I'm not sure if that's the way to do it. I don't know. I want to do audiobooks. I'm still a bit mixed up on that. I'm not sure. But I definitely want to do audiobooks. I'd like to release them at the same time as the print as the ebook copy. I think that would help a lot with sales. So maybe what I'll do is get some stuff written and then. Are you all right? What's the matter? Sit down. Stop walking. Okay. Well. I guess that's the end, guys, because I have to take care of my kids. So, anyway, they're all right. I'm just gonna take care of them. So, sorry, I don't have more quick updates. What was the last thing I was gonna say? Oh yeah, so next week we'll have Lauren Moore and Kayleen Williams on. They are editors. They are writing their first novel. They have their own show. Tune in for that same time next week. And until then, keep reading and keep writing.